Welcome back, foamies. Welcome back. I know you was probably expecting me to do a rap. However, I figure it's in my best interest tonight if I don't do that. Okay? We're not gonna do that today. But welcome back. I didn't think we were gonna be here. I'm not gonna lie. This is a lot. Excuse my nails, please excuse the nails. I know I look like a hot mess. But Thanksgiving just passed. I have traveled a lot. What they don't tell you is that when you're younger, that why does it make you tired? Why does driving make you tired? That needs to be a clinical study. Like somebody needs to look into that. But anyway, I got dust on my chest. Oh, it's glitter. But anyway, welcome back. I hope y'all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Released a nice proper episode on that Saturday. I hope you listened. Hope you shared it. I hope you got a good hee laugh. Myself, yeah, I know I'm saying a lot. Mind your business. Do you know how hard it is to catch yourself saying It's really hard. But anyway, so this Thanksgiving passed. I got to spend some time with my family. I got to see some people. Said a lot of things this past time that it's like, wow, it should be interesting when I see these people in person. And I just did what anybody else would do and pretend like nothing was ever said. It's like, hey, love you all. All right, bye. And that's just how it rolls. We suppress those feelings. That's not really that healthy. Eventually, I think that you should talk about situations with your family if there are issues. But if nobody ever brings it up, but anyway, a little anyway, it's it's to each his own. I've learned that sometimes peace is a lot better than holding on to things. Just forgive and forget. To be quite honest, and it's been working for me. Hopefully, if you decide to do it, don't blame me. Don't say I told you to do it because I'm not a licensed therapist or a clinical therapist. I'm not any of that. I'm just Jasmine. Scratch that. Don't call me that. I'm Miss Bugley. Anyway, we're dealing with some saucy water today, so I ain't trying to be sticky. Not trying to be sticky. Let me make sure my mic is turned down, just so that I'm not really loud to you guys. So it has come to my attention. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but there is this picture of Mike Jones floating around on the internet. A lot of people were saying, is that Shemar? And I said, don't do that to the great Mike Jones. Let me put you guys on. For this generation that's coming up that don't know who Mike Jones is, he worked way too hard for y'all to remember and to know who he is. So we're gonna just take a little trip down memory lane, huh? So that you can remember who Mike Jones was and who he is. Because he still is relevant. But like he chill now. Let's put the spectacles on because we're gonna do a little deep dive. It works better if you use two hands, I realize. So Mike Jones, he was born November 18th, 1981, Texas. Not going to get into all the specifics because that's the man business. He's 43 currently. When he was younger, he didn't always aspire to be a rapper. Mike Jones just wanted to do something that would really put his community on and uplift his community because that's who he was about. He wanted to not just be a rapper artist that just talked about like sipping on lean and things like that. And he did an interview, which we'll get into later, that he talked about that. And how he just wanted to be a rapper of substance. I never knew that. So, but like I was saying, he wanted to do basketball growing up. He didn't originally want to be a rapper. So around the early 2000s is when he was prominent. He gave us songs like Cuddy Buddy, songs like Still Tipping. He worked with artists such as UGK, Scarface. Even though he was a high school dropout, he still managed to circumvent his environment. And like I said, work with people like UGK or Scarface. Well, that's who he looked up to. I don't know if he really worked up with him, so don't quote me on that. Also, yeah, there's a lot of things don't quote me on. This is just here for entertainment purposes. Yeah, okay? This is all entertainment purposes. But he did an interview with Say Cheese, if you want to go look at that. I think he did it back in like the 2017s, I believe, or 2012, around that time, where he had said he was going to come back into music because he took a hiatus. And around 2012, he was like, okay, what the people need is Mike Jones. He did something that not many rappers or any artists have ever done. He gave out his phone number. And that came from the advice of his grandma, because what had happened was Mike Jones used to be a rapper that he was paying, was handling out his CDs and things like that. Like, yeah, come on, man, hey yo, check out my mixtape, man, check out my mixtape, man. And nobody wanted to check out this man mixtape. In fact, it was pissing them off. And then when he would, give it to people, they would be like, "Who are you, Mike Jones? Who?" And so that's how the Mike, who is Mike, like who Mike Jones, that's how that came to be about. Inspired by his grandma. I was like, he had a dope grandma. Like, that's a really dope grandma. I don't know what it was. That's little. Mm. But the song Still Tipping, apparently there's another edit out there that features Chameleonaire versus Paul Wall. And basically, Chameleonaire did what Kendrick did on. Okay, yeah, this is honestly much better lighting. But basically, Chameleonaire did what Kendrick did on Control, and there were issues with Chameleonaire as well that made yeah. Sorry, y'all. I'm over here like, ooh, what's the best lightning? But apparently, there are also issues with Chameleonaire that they had them beefing, so he would put out the song, and that's how we got the iconic tipping on fofos, rap them for boom, 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 boom. And I'm not about to do that. I said I'm gonna rap today, and I'm not about to shame. Yeah, I'm not about to shame myself, but I probably will rap in the next episode. To be quite honest, I just don't feel like rapping. I'm a little tired today, like I said, just tired. But I still want to make sure that I'm giving you guys what you deserve. So I don't know. If you hype me enough in this episode, I'm gonna definitely go hard in the next episode for you guys. You just gotta hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me. Hype me. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me. Hype me. Okay. Back to Mike Jones. So Mike Jones and Paul Wall both had beef with Chameleonaire. But the day after Hell Broke Loose is where you can find it's the album that Still Tipping with All Those Men was on. And that song was so popular that Mike Jones was able to release another album in 2004, another mixtape, and that was like the lead single. And it even peaked at like 60 on the Billboard's Top 100 list and went platinum. Excuse me. Then, yeah, get to 2005, released another song. 2006 was when he started having a lot of significant like issues with his label, and that's when we see the decline of Mike Jones. Really see the decline of Mike Jones. If you really want to hear any of his music, I implore you to go and check out who Mike Jones is. I implore you to, because the music is iconic. It's Chef Kiss, early 2000s, long t-shirt wearing, D4L era, Chef's Kiss. If you know, you know. But with the label issues, it just kind of, it was only his second album, mind you, before he was releasing mixtapes. So, excuse me. So, yeah, 2008, he released Cuddy Buddy with the "You Can Be My Cuddy Buddy for sure. Don't act like you don't already know." That song, y'all know what it is, Cuddy Buddy. And that made 76 on the Billboard. But obviously 76 is a far cry from like in the 20s where he was with his other songs. So I think Mike Jones knew. He knew. So that really was the end of his career. I'm not quite certain how he popped up on my feed, why he popped up on my feed. Honestly, I know my type of algorithm that I have. And the algorithm that I have, it ain't, I'm sorry, this lighting, it's just really bothering me now that I know I can not have it look like I'm being cleared. Like that glare is there. But I digress. You can't be having these type of malfunctions while you're live. Because you guys, I'm not editing this. I told you that before. I'm not editing this. What you get is what you get. Which is perfection. Y'all remember that song Seduction by Usher? I had no idea that what Usher was making me feel was were things. You know, I was in love with that man. I was in love with that man as a young child. I ain't gonna say what age I was, because there's a lot of weird people up here, and I don't need y'all imagining anything. But so I was in love with that man, and I would cry listening to some of his songs, like Seduction, just because I was like, oh my gosh. I had no idea what I was experiencing was just lust. Oh man. But speaking of lust, y'all, this is probably gonna be one of the shortest episodes. Just because, like I said, Thanksgiving came and it went and it wiped me out. It wiped me out. It did this number. It did this big one on me. My waist beads and came up some, and that is not cool. I worked really hard to lose the same 10 pounds that I keep losing, gaining, and losing and gaining. Y'all know that cycle. So let's make an effort to, if you want to be healthy and lose weight, let's do it together. And if you fall off, me too. But like I was saying, let's just segue really quickly into dating no-nos for 2025. And before I really get on it, I know that the topic of dating is really exhausted. I know it, you know it. But at the same time, I wish there was a little bit more cohesiveness so that it's not always man against woman, because that is super annoying. I mean, I want you. You should want me. Right? We need each other. Why? We need each other. Why are we acting like we don't want each other? So, yeah, if my man is out there, hey, Sting, if you want me and I want you, like, let's just do what we supposed to do. And get well like the discovery animals, whatever that song say. um, but some dating no-nos, like I said, is exhausting, but there's just a couple of things that I've bore witness to. that I just want to speak on. And I feel that I would be doing a huge injustice. I'm about to say disjustice, right? I would be doing a huge injustice if I did not speak on it. Number one, there's been a lot of talk about don't take me to Applebee's or Cheesecake Factory and things like that. And if it's the first time I'm meeting you, just because of my experience with men, and I'm not saying that all men are like this, I'm okay with an inexpensive date. Let's meet up for coffee. I don't know if I even want to commit myself to the conversation of a length a meal that would a meal that's expensive because it typically takes longer to cook. I don't know if I want that because I don't know how and who you are. Segueing to that, the tip. Initially, I'm not gonna lie, I do look for the man to pay for the first date. And that it just is what it is. If I meet you on Bumble, yes, we're going out. I'm still looking to you to pay for the first date. And then after that, we can discuss some things depending on if we go on another date. I'm not looking for no free meal. And if that's how you're thinking, you don't need to be dating, period. Anyway, that's just kind of weird, buddy. Weirdo. You have no business dating if you're thinking like that. But yeah, it doesn't have to be super expensive. And I don't expect for me to pay for the tip. If you're paying for the meal, you are paying for the meal, Brody. You're paying for the meal. And like I said, if you can't afford the tip, I leave a tip. When I go out to eat by myself, I'm spending probably at least $50. Not including the tip. Or sometimes including the tip, depending on where I'm at. Not I like to have a little appetizer, which is typically calamari. I like to have me a little drink with a glass of wine. And I like to have a meal. I don't need no dessert. The dessert at the house, huh? Yeah. Dessert at the house. We don't need that. Sometimes we do. And that's when we go to something like nothing but cakes, get you a little or insomnia cookies, a little crumble, you know what I mean? A little something sweet. A little something sweet. But if I'm on a date, then just take me home. And if it's the first date, I probably drove myself. Every woman is different because I guess not every woman has the same standards. But if you're finding yourself hitting a roadblock because you're always finding women that just want to use you for food, then maybe reevaluate the type of woman that you're attracting. Because I don't know what to tell you about that, other than I was told to choose better men, so that's what I'm doing. Choose better women is what you guys tell us, right? Choose better women. You probably don't like hearing that because it sucks. If you knew better, you choose better. But now that you do know better, choose better. What's another thing? Meeting at your house to chill. You could have roaches. In fact, I've been in a situation where a guy did have roaches, and I was so uncomfortable because I just had to scoot up to the edge of the bed and just sit there and put my pocketbook in my lap. I was like, yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I can't take this back home to my parents. Mm-mm. I mean, everybody, roaches are roaches. I get it. But sometimes roaches will chase you. Y'all ever been chased by a roach? Well, I have. It's not cool. A roach will punk you. But I'm not meeting at your house. It's not because that's brokey. No, I'm not meeting at your house, period. Why? Why? I'm not gonna lie. I've done it this year already at least one time, but it was the last time, and it made me realize, no, because I'm still somehow giving more, and I don't mean that in a physical sense, but in general, I'm giving out more than what's required. The exchange of energy just ain't the same. It ain't the same. And guys, just to say this, like a quick pumper does not mean you're doing something. If you're dressed like this, you're not doing anything. Sometimes that woman could be screaming and yelling because she wants it to be over. I'm just saying. Just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Some things, the girl talk that we be having, yeah, the older you get, you should learn how to use your tool. Let's leave quick. If you are in your upper 30s, in your 30s period, the YNs, the aunties need the slow, the circular dress, the circular motions. That's what the aunties want. Okay? Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want you to give. Slow it down. Put some wave in your motion. Don't. You're not a dolphin. You're not a dolphin. You're not a hamster. You're not a gerbil. You're a human being. You're a man making love to a sweet, sweet, gentle lady. Maybe. With that, let's keep rolling into red pill energy. This is a dating no for show. If you were like, what's red pill energy? Have you, like Kevin Samuels, any man that is like super hyper masculine, that is like almost like Donald Trump, someone that is like, doesn't understand that a woman's body is her choice. Someone that doesn't understand something like that. Someone that is just that subscribes to the fact that a woman needs to be in the kitchen cooking and taking care of the children, and that she doesn't really have a voice. Basically, it's red pill energy is modern day male chauvinistic pigs. A male chauvinistic pig, basically. Just really hyper masculine. The machismo, as my Latin family would say. Yeah. How do you expect to just thrive if you are like the that TV show that was on TLC, the same sex attraction? That's because that's what it's giving. It's giving that you have same sex attraction because you treat your male friends in a much better way. You treat them a lot better. It's like you hang out with them more, you'll drop what you're doing for them more than the person that you're in said relationship with. And that's kind of sus. Just sus. Poor hygiene. Man, how you take care of yourself is just as important as a woman takes care of herself. If you are a gentleman that has a hood, make sure you get into that because smegma is real. Same with ladies. You have a hood, make sure you get into that, because no man wants, you know what I mean. I'm not going to get into it because it's kind of gross. That all that cheese, nasty to yourself, and your gums. If there's white stuff on your gums, that's plaque. How you gonna be brushing your teeth and not brushing your gums? Disgusting. The bottom of your teeth your gums should not look inflamed. They should be healthy and pink. If they're looking inflamed, that is a indication of tartar buildup. Please get that handled. And that means that your breath smells like decaying meat. Because it's bone. There's live tissue inside of that. That can lead to an abscess that gets to your blood system, and now you're septic. Brush your teeth and floss, especially down here, because that's where the air is coming from. And God forbid, my right hand for Scotty, a piece of your spittle while we having a conversation come out, and it smells like a flying tonsil stone, it's over. I might just punch you in the face. No, I won't. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Oh man, I do this for Miss Gladys, boy. I do this for Miss Gladys, boy. That's enough of poor hygiene because I can go on for days. I'm not going to say why, but God, I'm not somebody that's going to fix it. I'm not fixing it anymore for anybody. Come clean already. Come clean. Showing up drunk. First impressions are always what it is. Don't show up to the said person's house drunk and this is your first time meeting, or your first time meeting and you haven't seen this person in a while. Just don't show up drunk. You shouldn't be driving drunk. That's dangerous. And it's going to make that person wonder if you have an underlying issue. And if you do have an underlying issue, get that taken care of. You know? Please. How are you going to be trying to start a family and you can't stay sober? Drinking, like if you consume a little bit of cannabis, okay. It's not, you're not slurring your words. You're not out here like getting into car accidents. You know what I mean? That's not going to lead. If it's not going to, yeah, I don't know. I can deal with the cannabis, but I can't deal with the alcohol. There's a time and a place. Relaxing at home, safe in your own environment, outside, meeting up with a person, and you're just, because you got some pre-jitters and stuff like that. What happened to grabbing a drink together? Grab a drink together. If you are suffering with alcoholism, that's another story. Let's deal with that. Let's talk about that. That's different. At least be honest about it. You know what I mean? Don't try to hide it because that's weird. No car. I'm not an Uber driver. I've been it before, not literally, but I've been a chauffeur. Not doing it. You're not using my car. That's not how the relationship works. At this point in time, being 30, I need us to be on the same level. You know what I mean? I can understand if it's a situation and it just happened and things like that. But consistently, if this is something that you're dealing with consistently, I'm just not quite certain about that. Like, this your third year of not having a car. What's going on? Is it deeper than that? Or, let's really get into it. Not having a license. You gotta have a license, boo. At least to date me, I need you to have a license. When we go to the bar, I understand if you have an ID and you're pulling out your ID, cool. But that's because you just have an ID and you also have a driver's license, right? I don't know. It just seems childish for me and the person I'm gonna date because we have kids. I need for you to pick them little suckers up. I'm probably gonna have twins. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. No money. No money. That popped out. But not having any money. That's pretty self-explanatory. Let's be real. My nose ring came out. Just gonna I did. A funny story. Also, the first boyfriend from the podcast, the other episode I talked to you about, he actually had told me at one point I got a nose ring. He was gonna break up with me. He was gonna break up with me anyway. Girl, get that nose ring, get that piercing, get that tattoo. Had a little sippy sip. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do with your own body, especially if you're not married to them, especially no pissy tail teenager. Come on now. But not having money. If you can't afford dates, you can't afford to leave the tip, you can't afford gas, and if you are younger, and you don't have a car, that's fine. But you can't afford a train ticket or train a bus ticket, then maybe don't be dating. The same, same with the ladies. If you can't afford this, don't do it. But specifically for me, I'm talking about my dating no nos, and this is yeah, 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 yeah. What I want, my dating no nos. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do background checks. You don't have, I wouldn't say necessarily pay for one because that's a little bit extreme. It's a little bit extreme. But do a background check. Make sure that this person isn't on active parole and you're not planning a trip to Jamaica whole time they can't even go out the country. Make sure that's not the case, okay? Make sure there's no outstanding child support fees they gotta pay. Hint hint Liler. Allegedly, I guess, like those type of things. Oops, sorry. You want to make sure those type of things are taken care of and make sure they're not like a domestic violence threat. That's really big because the laws out here are not made to protect you, especially in domestic violence situations. And if you're a woman, like they will put him in jail, but he will be right back out. And a lot of times that retaliation is a get back. That get back is a mug. And they are mad for putting you in jail. For you putting them in jail. But yeah, those are just a couple of my dating no-nos. I really had to ask myself, do I want a relationship? And I don't know. I think that I've gotten so content and so happy with being by myself that I don't know what it would look like to have a relationship with someone right now. They would just have to be super extraordinary and really offer me something that I didn't know that I needed. So if you are out there, pick up your phone, call me, My daddy say, I must been, it's time after spending home, spend about like 4 or 5 days at home for Thanksgiving. My daddy said it's time for me to start living by myself. And if you can get my daddy approval, then we could do this. Call me. I'm ready. Let me stop now. For real. I really don't know if I want a relationship. It's just gonna have to be something that happens and happens organically. I am on some sites, so if you see me and you see this podcast, swipe left. Swipe left. Ain't no point in us talking. Ain't no point in us talking. Nah. But I will see you all next week. Same time. Probably not because I never tell you guys a time. And I'm not going to tell you a time. Just know it's going to drop on Saturday. Spotify first. And then all the other platforms will start trickling in and things like that. So it's on YouTube now. I lied the first episode that I released. I hadn't finished uploading what I needed to upload fully to be on YouTube. So that's my fault. But I had 10 views within the first day. So I listeners, excuse me, really appreciate it. I'm just going to keep going and we're going to see where we go with this. Who knows? Maybe I'll be touring. Maybe not. Maybe I will be inconsistent again. That's not the plan. But shout out again to all my friends, all my homies. This one's for you. We're going to manifest that and we're going to make it. Some type of way, we're going to make it. Peace. Bye, homies. Having trouble stopping it. So this is kind of awkward. So